So the first action that we learned today was don't eat others' wealth unjustly. And we saw a lot of examples of what are the ways that you can eat someone else's wealth unjustly during inheritance distribution, during someone is while corruption, by using unlicensed software, cheat codes, and these things that we even. So it is also applicable to all the things that we do even today, weighing less or playing with the scale and all of these things, because it is a test for men to earn only in halal ways. Number two, we have to avoid major sins at all costs. And we saw several examples: shirk, adultery or zina. Shirk is like associating partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then adultery and zina, the special relationship that you're supposed to have only with your wife, you have someone else. Similarly, not performing the fundamental rituals of Islam like the salah, the fasting, hajj. So if we try our best to avoid major sins, and by the way, we have to avoid them at all costs, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive our minor sins. Then the next point we learned is that we don't have to envy others for what they have. We don't have to compare ourselves for anything beneficial that others have. It can be wealth, it can be a skill, it can be a job, it can be something that you have. We have to be focused on what we have and be content. And ideally, we should look at people who are down versus us, who have less versus us, so that we can appreciate what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us and we can be content. Then we also learned about the husband and wife relationship. So the men are protectors and maintainers of women, and they have to spend to provide for all the needs of the household. And in return, women, we learned also they have to guard everything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told them to guard, which means their wealth, their chastity, and the relationship that they have, especially with their husband. It has to be with them, and they cannot, do something outside with non-mahram men. So that is a very important part of guarding what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has asked them to guard. Finally, we learned to be good to our parents, relatives, orphans, needy, close neighbor, and faraway neighbor, companions and slaves by your side, or for example, the servants these days that we have to be good to all of them, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't like anyone who is doesn't love people who are boastful, because we don't have, there's no reason for us to be boastful, because everything beneficial at the end is coming from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if you're taking something from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then you know already it's not something of your own doing, and that removes away the mindset of being boastful and thinking that others are little than me. I am so much accomplished, I have so much wealth, I have a great car, I have a big house, and all of these things. Automatically these thoughts will go away if you will realize that everything is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and one day you will die and you will take away nothing. So this puts you on the ground itself to treat people humbly and to also be good to them. So this was the class today.